Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts with another boxing and a breakdown of the demo. This is Street Fighter V, the arcade edition. This is another re-release of the original vanilla version of Street Fighter V. To start off, there was an update around 13.5 gigabytes. I never downloaded this update. I do not know what it offers or what it does, because I felt it was irrelevant to show it and talk about it, because we both know there's going to be even more updates after that. So it's irrelevant to even talk about it. But the update stuff I showed you at the beginning are all the updates that are on the arcade edition version of the game, which is up to 2.0 of the updates. So that gives you a general idea of how far this is adding more content to the game. But I just also need to point out that characters and costumes and all that stuff that the case bluntly tries to say is included in the game is not actually included in the game. It's actually on a redeem code, which you did see in the unboxing part, which is a code I have yet to activate. So first come first serve, try to get that redeem code if you want it. Nextly, also what's very upsetting is that the characters and stuff like that you can get from that redeem code are actually on the disc. You can fight them and play against them and actually see them in the roster, but you can't pick them. So basically, they're on disc, but you need that code to pretty much get permission to use it. It's a little more aggravating when you think about it like that, because it's like they could have just included it on the disc because they just want more money. It's just really, I just hate it when companies are like this. But moving on, I never bought Street Fighter V, the original first alpha version of the game, and I mean alpha. There's not even beta. It was a poorly done release version of the game, and this is supposed to be, how do you say, the actual release of the game. But I never bought the first vanilla version because I heard a lot of the complaints and problems, and I'm not a big fighting game fan, so that's already a strike there of not buying it. But I feel bad for everyone who bought the original first version. To start off, you really want to know quick information. If you have yet to buy Street Fighter V and you want to know if this one, you should be getting this one as don't buy the original and buy this one, then yes, buy this one. This comes with a lot of the characters if you get it brand new with the redeem code, if you are into doing that, as well as you don't have to download as much as an updates. It's just better version to get. But to point off the functions of this update and what this arcade version gives you on disc compared to the vanilla version. First off, you actually have arcade mode. That wasn't in the vanilla version. You can get to play arcade mode with all the characters and get an extra bonus little character moment with each character. Moving on, you also have the character story mode, which was in the original first one, and it's still a pretty easy, but sadly, the general story mode, the story mode they release, is not able to be played. I do not know if that's on the disc or if you need internet to play it. I couldn't pick it, wouldn't let me pick it. I do not know why. It's most likely you need internet to play it, which is really dumb. Also, if you're not connected to the internet, all of your statistics and all that stuff will not save. So, again, really stupid. But the internet world thinks this is a better system for society. But again, you have survival mode. It's on disc. It has a lot of the other little basic functions that should have been there day one are finally on the arcade version. That's why you probably should just buy this version if you're interested. So basically, this is the actual release version of Street Fighter V. Again, as I said, I didn't buy the original first vanilla version of the game, so I do not know 100% if your save from the original one will transfer over, but I am fairly confident it will transfer over because this is not a different version of the game. It just comes with updates on the disc, so your save file should be able to transfer over. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly confident on it. Now, again, let's go ahead and talk about the game. Finally, yay. Again, as I said, I'm not a big fighting fan. I'm not a big fighter game fan. It's just not the funnest to me to play. I'm not the best. I will admit, I am a strong casual when it comes to fighting games. I usually pick them to relax, to just sit down and play a game where I can just kick somebody's butt. I don't really care too much for a challenge, if that's what the word you want to go with. But as the overall game, it's pretty much Street Fighter. It's all about hitting the perfect button combinations and stuff like that to do one move, and it's a little on the tedious side where, like I said, you have to activate these very specific and very accurate moves just to do one move. I am not a fan of this system. To me, it's just not fun. Not fun at all. But I can see how some people can get really into it, because it is a, how do you say, a MLG, or a professional gaming system. And that's where this really falls down to. Street Fighter V, even the arcade edition, is really just an MLG game. Kind of like Gran Turismo Sport, if you've watched my video on that. It's just a game that's focused on the hardcore competitive gaming. It's really not for casuals. It really has hardly any casual functions other than making the AI pretty easy on easy. They're pretty easy. But again, it's very more for the professional gamers out there. And as long as I've been gaming, I won't call myself no professional. I'm not the greatest. I'll admit I'm a casual when it comes to fighting games. I'm not into hitting 5 buttons to do one move, or do joystick rotations and stuff like that, or do a Z motion to do one move. You have no idea how long it spent me for trying to do the actual super moves in this game, where you got to do a rotation joystick thing twice to punch, and then it's just not fun. It's like, why is this not just one button press, or 2 button presses at the same time to activate this? Like, kind of like Mortal Kombat, you just push the 2 buttons at the same time. But, I know it's kind of ranting, but I don't find these systems fun. But I'm not going to say the game's bad because of it. It's just for that particular genre of people who want to play those kinds of games. There is fun. Graphically, at first, I thought the game looked really ugly, and it's still pretty ugly of a looking game. But over time, I kind of grew on it. It kind of has a neat style to it. I appreciate the, how do you say, not over realistic graphics, but also still looking kind of humanish. I'm not a big fan of the big hands and big feet design, but hey, it's there. I still will say I'm a bigger fan of sprite graphics than this, but it does what it needs to do. It is a decent game. Now, should you go out and buy it? Well, I would say no. It's still an incomplete game. They're still going to be updating it massively, because you know the nowadays system, apparently it's okay for most gamers to release a game now and fix it later. I don't agree with that concept. That is a wrong concept. I will never accept that concept. But in the end, it's an alright game. There's not much I can really say about it. I'd say not buy it. Wait for another re-release of the same game, because I most likely see Capcom doing it. So again, I will leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy. And I thank all of you for watching and listening to my opinion. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.